Hey guys, Braden0 here. I'm bringing you a video today on Recon Breakpoint. This is probably the biggest information dump that Ubisoft has given to us. It's probably been the most upfront that they've been with us, but they finally gave actual set timelines for the content release in episode 1, and I wanted to bring that to you. Let's jump right in. A quick note before we do. Give this video a thumbs up, comment below on your thoughts, and subscribe to the channel. So right out the bat, they gave us an actual timeline for episode 1, which is something that we've been lacking. They kind of said exactly what was going to be in this episode 1, but they didn't really say exactly when stuff is going to be released, if it's all going to be released right at the front, along with the game release, or if it's going to be slowly released over time. Of course, they've opted for the latter, and that kind of tells us as well that we can probably expect about the same for episode 2 and episode 3, which is fine. It gives us something each month to kind of look forward to. I will say that October and November are only going to be title updates. Do not expect the raid release in these 2 months. They've already given us the first title update. They are saying that the next title update 1.0.3 is going to be in mid-November, and around the end of November, they're going to release another title update. We can expect the raid Project Titan to come out in early December, and then mid-December to the end of January is going to be the Terminator event. And then they just kind of ended out by saying that there's going to be more updates. Of course, that's just probably opening them up to the availability to release updates as they see fit. Now, they've gone ahead and said that in their title update 1.0.2, which was on October 15th, they were trying to really concentrate on bug fixes and stability issues so that people who were trying to join the game, especially upon initial release, could have a better time. They are saying with the next 0.3 update, they're trying to concentrate on drone deployment fixes, changing the fire rate. They're going to change the fact that the night vision goggles block your crosshairs, and they're going to do the mission completion notification pop-up, which has been annoying a lot of people I know. And then they've opened it up to say that at the end of November, another update will come out, and they're just at that point saying that they're going to try to relieve the most pressure from what the biggest complaints from the community. As a part of this part of the update, they did include a known issues list. I'll include that in the description down below so you can see if the issue that you're currently experiencing is on that, and see if they're actually trying to put that on their priority list. As far as post-launch content, they've pretty much already told exactly what we can expect in this one. They're going to be releasing the raid around December, the beginning or so, and then shortly after that is going to be the Terminator Live event. They will release more details as they get closer to it, so probably expect something based on their time frame like December 1st when they'll finally tell us when it's going to come out. They haven't really been that great about telling us in advance when the specific content is being released. They touched up on the in-game economy very briefly. They're just saying that they've heard criticism about it and that they are making adjustments according to players' feedback, and it should be out in the next few weeks. They say that they're going to make the experience for players more comfortable. Don't really know exactly what that means. I'm sure it has something to do not only with the in-game economy that you can earn, but also I'm sure with some kind of a payable program as well. Some kind of a modification to maybe bringing back the experience boosting or something like that. Although they did receive a huge amount of backlash for that. The next section they talk about is AI teammates. They told us in the initial release, like in E3, I believe, that the AI teammates are going to be coming back. Breakpoint was designed to be a co-op game, and whether you're actually playing with friends or alone, they wanted you to have that co-op experience. Of course, they're also saying that you can have the solo experience, but it was designed for that co-op. So they wanted to bring back AI teammates, but I'm sure as you've seen, they're not in there, and they're saying that it's going to require a little bit more time. They'll update us whenever that progress is made. One of the last sections that they touch up on is one of the biggest complaints that I've seen, which is that Breakpoint moved way too far away from where players kind of grew comfortable in the Wildlands experience. Most of that is towards the tiered loot progression system, and some of it is towards the fact that the survival mechanics don't really impact as much as we expected. So they touched up on the fact that both of these things have been complained about and that they are looking into it. They state that one of the main goals and one of the key elements of their vision was to immerse everybody into a gritty and authentic military experience. Quite honestly, I don't think they've really done that, and I think that's why they're touching up on it. So they've stated that based on this feedback, they are trying to work on a more radical and immersive version of Breakpoint. They're saying that it's too early right now to tell a lot, which has pretty much been this entire update. I guess they pretty much are touching up on big points that they want to do or that they're planning on doing. I think they did that mainly just to make us, or to try and make us happy, but they're not giving us too much details on exactly what any of this really means. They're just giving a wide overview of the things that they're trying to move forward. I can expect that this is probably something to where we can maybe change to where tiered loot is not a part of the game. Maybe it brings us back towards that more wildland experience than what they've done with the Breakpoint. And I'm hoping that they release some kind of a mode that makes the survival aspects much more harsh than it is right now. Of course, that's my speculation on it. That is not theirs. They're saying that they're going to update us as we progress with this, but who knows really when this is going to come out. And they end with concluding that they know, it's kind of like a cop-out, but they're saying that they know that things aren't being addressed or released as fast as people may like, which is kind of a cruddy way of them saying that we've really dropped the ball on our communication. I think that it's kind of insensitive the way they say it, as it's kind of putting it on us, saying that we aren't having enough patience with them, when in all reality, we would be okay with the level of progression if they would just communicate. I mean, if they kind of did what Bungie did, where Bungie came out and said, we're releasing the game at a much later date with their last expansion, Shadowkeep. They removed it by, like, I think an entire month. And yet the community was perfectly fine with that because they were open on their communication and they wanted the game to be good instead of released as a half-assed kind of game. And I think if Ubisoft has approached this game as this kind of an expansion in showing us exactly what they're doing and give us at least some kind of a timeline, even if the timeline may be pushed back, I think that would be a lot better than what we received, which is complete silence. Most of the comments I've received on any video that has to do with the raid is, when is the raid dropping? And all I've ever been able to say before today was that we have no idea. Now we at least know it's early December, but that could be December 1st, December 14th. Any of those could kind of be classified as an early December, and we're still a little bit unshaky on the exact release of it. We're a month away and they can't even give us a solid date on when we can expect the raid. I'm a little bit disappointed by the update. They did put out a large amount of information, but I still feel like they're trying to give themselves a fallback to where they're not giving us more information that we can then come and say to them that, you know, you said this, and then they can just fall back and say, well, no, we didn't say exactly when the raid would come out. We just said it would come out shortly after release. I don't think that 2 months after the game comes out is shortly, but apparently that's just my opinion. You're talking about a cycle of 4 months for your first episode, and the raid is probably the biggest point of content for this episode, and you're releasing it halfway through. I think it's a little bit shady and probably not the way that I would have preferred things done, but that's Ubisoft. If you continue to play the game and you continue to enjoy it, I'm sure you'll stick around for the raid. And those who really aren't enjoying it anyways have probably dropped off and not really playing it anymore, or you're just staying around to just hate on something. Who knows? Regardless, that's pretty much all they've got in this update. It's a big information update that kind of has a little bit of an asterisk on each of the points of, we'll show you more information later. But at least they finally started to open the doors of information and tell us something. It doesn't justify it. It doesn't make me happy about it. And it doesn't make me anticipate what is coming out any more or any less. I'm just hoping that maybe they can see that they've kind of screwed up on releasing information to their community. And maybe this is somewhat of a shift towards the right direction. I'll post a link to the update down below. Y'all can read that for yourselves. And additionally, I'll have the other link for the known issues and their high priority issues on that forum post, and you can kind of go through that. Thanks again for checking out the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Comment below if you've got any questions, whatever you have for the game, or you just want to rant about something, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks.